Hey everybody, Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few weeks since we last posted, what with Christmas and New Year and all taking up everybody's time. But now that it's officially 2025, I thought I would get back on the videos, get more content for you guys. I've got some cool things coming, hopefully. I'm currently speaking to a few individuals and hopefully going to get some new format stuff for you guys. We're going to try a few new things this year just to shake up the channel a little bit. Starting off with this, just a little bit of a story time and tell you about the mishap that I had in my BMW X5 a few weeks ago, just before Christmas. So this particular issue is a common problem with the BMW X5, and it's not a case of if, it's a case of when. And I knew it was going to eventually happen, but it just happened to happen at the worst possible time for it. Whilst I was out with the dog, and it actually left me stranded for not too long, thankfully, because I knew what to do, because I was waiting for it to happen, but it left me stranded in a park with a car parked at a 45-degree angle, which becomes important later. And yeah, I thought I would tell you guys about what happened to me. So, just to give you a little bit of a run through, I'd been out with the dog, walking the dog. I went to this local park, which is pretty much entirely on a hill. So parked the car on a decline, put the handbrake on, locked it up and went away, walked the dog. Came back after walking the dog and I opened the car, and the car gave off a god-awful screeching noise, a sort of motorised screeching, and it sounded like the teeth of two cogs skipping, not being able to get purchase and over itself. And it turns out that my first thought was, oh great, my wing mirrors, the motor on my wing mirrors gone, which isn't the end of the world because I could still manually fold them in if I needed to, or just leave them out, risk getting them hit. It's not that big a deal. However, when I get in the car, it just bongs. And anybody that knows anything about BMWs knows that that bong can mean absolutely anything. It's cold outside. Catastrophic engine failure. Window washer fluid low. So it doesn't tell you what's wrong. Thankfully the screen did, and it basically highlighted that my handbrake had basically imploded and shut itself. The car is telling me that the car may roll, which I'm thinking, that's less than ideal. I'm currently parked on a hill. So what do I do to get this car out of here? Thankfully, I knew two methods. I checked the fuse that was related to the handbrake. That was fine. Obviously, the metal upon metal, or the horrible grinding noise, indicated that it was more than just a blown fuse. But I also knew that there was a manual release process for the car. There's two different types of processes. For a pre-LCI, so the older model of the X5, there is a red tool that you get in the back of the car that lifts up a small bolt. You put over a bolt on the left, or the left-hand side, the passenger side of the car. You give it a good old yank, and that will manually release the cable. This being an LCI, it doesn't have that little screw in the tool. It's just got a metal hook, and the metal hook is probably big enough to get your pinky through. Maybe an index finger if you're lucky. And what that meant was I couldn't get enough purchase on this thing to actually get it to release. Not only that, but as soon as I were to release it, it would have rolled down the hill. The car would have just free fall down the hill. So I had to come up with some clever thinking. Thankfully, I have this water bottle that I managed to basically jam between the brake pedal and the ridges of my floor mat to be able to get enough pressure against the brake pad to initiate the brakes. So at that point, I went round to the back of the car and I tried to get my finger through the hole, and I just could not get enough purchase on the cable at all. I could lift it, but you needed to give it a good proper yank to disengage the mechanism. And of course, with the car being angled down the way, front down, there's pressure, there's weight against that particular mechanism, which then makes it even harder to pull. So I'm thinking to myself, how the hell am I going to get this done? I know what I need to do, I just don't have the materials to be able to do it. So thought to myself, right, I need to be able to get purchase on that wire. What's the best thing that I currently have on me that I can do that with? And I noticed the tow hook. So I got the tow hook, I threaded it through the hoop, which was just big enough to be able to get the end of the tow hook on, but that then meant that I could get enough purchase. The bar of the tow hook then essentially worked as a handle, and that allowed me to be able to get enough purchase on the wire to pop the handbrake mechanism. And thankfully, my rudimentary braking method of the water bottle jammed between the brake and the floor mat worked wonders. So I was able to get the car out and get home again. Poor dog, stressing out in the back as I'm swearing and trying to get the bloody cable up and everything. But we managed to no longer be stranded in the park that we were at, which is just as well, because despite phoning the AA, it was originally I was given a quote of about 45 minutes to come, and every time I looked back at the app, it would increase by 5, and then it would increase by 10, and then it would be increased by 15, till eventually the overall wait time was about an hour and a half. So they'd added on about 40 to 45 minutes of time, which I would have just been sat there waiting for the recovery guys to come and help me out. But thankfully, I knew what to do, and I did manage to do it myself, which is always better. I didn't want to get anybody involved, because how embarrassing would it have been if they came and effectively just done what I'd done. It took them 5 minutes to fix the car, and then I'm like, thanks for the call-out charge, guys. So what that now means, and anybody that's ever went through this problem on a BMW X5 or X6, or anyone that actually just has the automatic handbrake, the e-handbrake in the gearbox, knows that this is probably going to be about a 4-figure sum for me. Because what's went wrong is the actuator that's in the handbrake, which essentially connects up to the back wheels by a series of cables and then attaches to the back wheel to activate the handbrake. That whole thing has just shat itself now. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I haven't put it into the garage as of yet. I'm going to stick it down to Fort Street Motors and get my friend Michael to have a look over it shortly. But I know from the part, if I want an official part, 800, 900 quid plus labour. So really, we're looking at about 1,100 to 1,200 pounds labour to get this particular issue sorted. Or I can buy a cheap one from the likes of Amazon or whatever else, and then that means that I can potentially get the job done far cheaper. But what's the quality going to be like on those Chinesian parts? The thing for me is that this car is 11 years old. It was built in 2013, and the handbrake up until now had lasted 11 years. So do I cheap out and potentially have to replace that again in 3 years and deal with the manual labour costs, or do I just bite the bullet and do it proper, get an OEM version of the actuator and just not worry about it for the next several years? Or do I just drive this with it bonging like a crazy person the entire time that you get in there and just deal with it in the next MOT? What's your thoughts, guys? Ultimately, if I pick the third option and I just leave it, then I need to make sure that wherever I go, I'm constantly parking a fairly level place, which is what I've been doing so far. And because it's an automatic, I can leave it in park, which isn't too bad. But it is an expense just after Christmas that I certainly didn't want to have to deal with. Have any of you ever had to deal with a similar issue, an unknown expense that's come out of nowhere? Leave your examples in the comments below and we'll read through them. As I say, we're going to try some new things this year, and this is part of the start of it. I'm going to tell a little bit more stories, just a little bit more one-on-one time with you guys. So if you like the thought of that, then call shotgun by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and we'll make sure to put you in the seat of the next one, and we'll catch you then. All the best, guys, and Happy New Year. See you soon.